you guys, it is I, your very own AMARU, and I'd like to welcome you to a new episode of Food and the Single Guy. Now, a couple of days ago, I had a birthday. Yes, May 29th, I had a birthday. I added a new year to my life. Thank you, God. And thank you to all of you who remembered. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And those of you who didn't remember, thank you for thinking of me, I hope. As you may well know, on my birthday, I'm always abroad, traveling, celebrating my life, celebrating my day, celebrating everything. That is just my treat to me, okay? This year, on the other hand, I didn't do any of that because, first of all, I will be traveling in August, and second of all, I have two album projects that I'm working on, and as you may well know, once again, making music, producing music is not cheap, okay? And I have a lot of work to do. I intend to dazzle you with some new music very soon and all of that beautiful stuff. Now, I decided for my birthday to treat my family to a delicious little dish from the homeland. It is Javanese stewed chicken. Boo-boo, it is one of my favorites. And I love it, and I decided to treat my family, my mom, my brother, my other mother, my niece, my nephew, everybody, the entire mashpucha, the entire family. I decided to treat my family with this little dish, and this is the kind of stewed chicken that the Javanese people in my country serve with bami goreng. Now, for the nasi goreng, the fried rice, they use the same recipe. It is roughly the same recipe, but they roast the chicken instead of stewing it. So for the nasi goreng, the brown fried rice, they use the roasted chicken. And then for the bami goreng, the noodles, the stirred noodles, the brown noodles, they use this chicken. But you can also serve this chicken with some rice or some, I don't know, some cassava. It's just delicious. I served mine with some rice, of course, and some Chinese cabbage, which you will see later on in the episode. And as per me, of course, I'm going to list all the ingredients for you in the information box below the episode in case you want to try this yourself. And if you do, let me know how it turned out because I'm always interested in hearing from you. All right? Now, without further ado, let us march ourselves into the kitchen and cook up a storm. Okay, you guys, so what I have here is my chicken, and as you can see, I am using cuts of chicken with the skin still attached. Not only is that going to generate a succulent piece of chicken, it is also going to add flavor to your dish, okay? So next what I'm going to do, as per the way we do it in my country, I am going to wash the chicken. I'm going to clean the chicken with some lemon juice. You can also use some limes or vinegar. And if you live in the Caribbean or in Africa or in South America and you have access to very, very tart oranges, you can also get away with those. Now, I've explained this on many episodes of Food and the Single Guy as to why we do this. The reason we do this in my country is not only to clean the chicken. As you know, when people prepare chicken for consumption, for mass consumption, the chicken goes from one hand to the next. That is one. The second reason, every piece, every cut of raw meat has a very meaty, very pungent scent. And the limes, the lemons, the vinegar, the tart oranges, it kills that scent, okay? Nobody wants to ingest something that smells funny. And that is why we use the lemon or the limes or the vinegar or the tart oranges, okay? Up here in the West, they will tell you, oh, no, you can't do it, that's salmonella. Baby, let me tell you, this is the way we do it back home, and I will guarantee you your chicken will taste delicious. All right, so let us continue. So there we go. We're simply going to squeeze the lemon juice onto the chicken, just like so. You may even give it a quick stir. And next, we're going to soak this in a basin of water for about 5 to 10 minutes. There we go. So after about 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to come back and then we're going to rinse the cuts of meat one by one under a running tab. All right? All right. Okay, you guys, it's been about 7 minutes. Let us rinse the chicken. Just like so. And this is also something that I do. I just give it a quick rub with the lemon. So there we go. We're going to allow the chicken to drain and then we're going to continue with the seasoning. Okay, you guys, it is now time to season the chicken. And I'm going to start with a little bit of chicken powder without MSG. If you like MSG, go ahead and use it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot use. You know how some people are. But we're going to start with a little bit of chicken powder, followed by some garlic powder. Next, we're going to add about 1 spoonful of salted soy sauce. This will do, right? Followed by about 1.5 spoonfuls of sweet soy sauce. 1 and a little bit, this will do. Now what we're also going to add is a little bit of kentjor, also known as aromatic ginger, and I'm using kentjor powder. Now you guys, as far as the kentjor is concerned, kentjor is also known as aromatic ginger or sand ginger. It is a staple ingredient in traditional Javanese cooking, as are the daun salam, also known as the Indonesian bay leaf, and the trassie powder. Now trassie is fermented shrimp paste, and as you can see, it comes in a paste, but it also comes in a powder, and that is what I always buy because I think it's so much more convenient for me. Now back to the kentjor, because this is what the powder looks like. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but this is what it looks like, and the powder is so much more potent. It is stronger than the kentjor that they sell in chunks at the store. When you purchase fresh kentjor, it kind of resembles turmeric, fresh turmeric, because it is related to the ginger family, but this is how they sell it. This is a dry piece of kentjor. That is how they package it up here in this country, and as you can see, they slice it into tiny medallions just like so, and it's a very, very strong ingredient. Like I said earlier, the powder is 10 times stronger. So when I use the powder, and I love using the powder, I prefer the powder over the dry kentjor. I make sure that I don't go crazy with it because it will definitely overpower your dish. It will turn your dish into a bitter mess, and that is not what we want, okay? We don't want to kill our guests. Now, let's get back to the cooking. And next, we're simply going to give all of this a good stir, a good mix, just like so. Oh, and it smells delicious already. Let me tell you. All right, you guys, so we're almost done. What we're now going to add to the chicken are these chunks of galangal root, also known as sweet ginger. And what I always do, I always crush them to release the flavor. All right, now let me go ahead and add them to my chicken, just like so. And you're simply going to give it another stir. And the pieces of galangal will add such a delicate flavor to the chicken. All right. So next, what we're going to do, we are going to cover this with aluminum foil, and we're going to allow this to marinate in the fridge overnight. Okay, you guys, so it's the next day, and I'm going to show you what the chicken looks like after 24 hours of marinating. Ooh, honey. And when I tell you, it smells incredible. My goodness. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I am going to remove the chunks of galangal root from the chicken because we're going to use these to flavor the oil in a minute. So let me put these to one side. And when I tell you the galangal root is absolutely mandatory for this dish, if you can find this in your neck of the woods, don't sleep on it, you guys. It is so delicious. I think that's it, but I'm pretty sure there was another large chunk of galangal root in this chicken. Oh, we'll deal with him in a minute. Now, you guys, a lot of people in my country like to brown the chicken in a little bit of oil prior to stewing. That is not the way they taught me how to make this dish, the old Javanese grandmothers in the country. But I do know that there are people in my country who like to brown the chicken first before stewing it. As you can see, we've already added the soy sauce, so to brown the chicken would be redundant, and that is why I do not brown my chicken before stewing it. Okay? Now let us continue. Okay, you guys, so first what we're gonna do, we're gonna heat some oil in a pot, and don't you dare laugh at my pot. It is old, I know. It is much loved. First what we're gonna do, we're gonna flavor the oil with the fermented shrimp paste powder. It's called trassie. We're gonna add a little bit, just like so. Immediately after that, we're gonna add the Indonesian bay leaves, just like so, followed by the chunks of galangal root. We're gonna give this a bit of a stir. And as I said earlier, you're simply going to flavor the oil with these aromatics. You do this for about 30 seconds to a minute before adding the onion. Here we go. This is looking mighty fine, and when I tell you it smells mighty fine too. Woo, honey. Okay, you guys. So next we're gonna add the chicken. Baby, if we had smell-o-vision, I could have shared that smell with you. When I tell you, it is incredible. So next we're going to add a little bit of water, and I'm simply going to add the water into this bowl. We're going to use up all of this good seasoning, and then we are going to cover the pan, and we're going to allow the chicken to simmer on low heat for about 30 to 45 minutes. And there we go. That'll do just fine. It's about 150 mils of water. Give it a gentle stir. There we go. Easy does it. Alright, you guys. So let me cover my pot. Just like so. And after about 30 odd minutes, we're going to come back and check on the chicken. Now, before we move on to the actual final presentation, let us sprinkle some freshly chopped parsley on the chicken. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Baby, when I tell you, it was gorgeous too. Now, I'm here to tell you that the 4 ingredients that make this dish into the dish that it is are definitely the fermented shrimp powder, also known as trassie. It also comes in a paste, as I said earlier. The Indonesian bay leaf, a must-have. The kentjor, also known as sand ginger or aromatic ginger. Don't go crazy with that one because it's very strong. And last but most definitely not least, the galangal root, also known as laos, or in Indonesia, lenkuwas. Alright? Now, if you can find these ingredients in your neck of the woods, you will be able to make this chicken. And I'm telling you, it is thebomb.com. Alright? Now, you guys, If you decide to make your own Japanese chicken a la my recipe, let me know how it turned out, because like I said, I am genuinely always interested in hearing from you. In the meantime, I want to wish you a happy day. Take care, happy cooking, happy eating. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Saluti!